Okay, so we've got the Tenjin himself done, so let's move on to the actual diorama, the portal, and where he's gonna stand. So there's going to be a bit of preparation work in terms of, you see all the super gluing, all the areas that we super glue, we need to blacken them out because it's not really worth sanding because the super glue can look quite organic itself. So we don't really need to sand that down to make it all smooth. We can just work on top of it. And this isn't the final assembly anyway. We're going to have quite a bit more to assemble. For example, the stone pots. What else? The pillars and the wooden roof itself. So there's going to be quite a lot to do. And we also got the owl and the fox to do as well. But in the meantime, let's just start off with some painting. So where the base is. And actually, I made a mistake here. So what I'm painting right now, I really should have printed that in clear resin because I want the whole base to be lit up with LEDs. So I'm gonna do something silly. Well, not silly. I'm gonna work around it and fix it because yeah, I wanted it to shine through. And obviously, as a black base, it was printed with ABS Pro 2 Anycubic resin, which is amazing. But obviously, it's not transparent. It's opaque. So yeah, I'm gonna have to work around that, and I haven't discovered this at this point yet, but I will later. Anyway, let's get on with the painting. So I'm just using the Galaxy Shimmer. I think that's what I'm using, not Rub and Buff. I'm obsessed with the Rub and Buff and the Galaxy Shimmers. You see that on the right of me, the silver, and I love them. They're like wax based. Sometimes they are polishes, but either way, they are paints to me. They all work very well. And we're also, of course, going to clear coat them when it's all done. But in the meantime, we're not done. We're still painting. So, yeah, using the same techniques as before, really. Just really pushing the speed up to like 4,000. So you don't have to watch this for like, weeks? Because this took a long time. And there's a lot of very intricate details here, like on the edge of the steps here. So let's paint them in. And then we're going to paint on top of the gold because I'm getting a lot of the gold where I don't want them to be. So yeah, just like I'm trying to paint into the crevices, and then the outer areas, they should have been silver, which I'm marking them in now. So you see I'm going back and forth between the two brushes, the golden and the silver. And yeah, it's just, I love watching this come together. There's a lot of gold everywhere, makes it nice and royal. There's a lot of details to paint in. But we're not going to leave the electronics till too late. We're actually going to start working on the roof electronics in the next episode. So we're not going to delay that too much. Because I need to work with the flow in terms of, as I super glue the pieces together, the wires need to be in place, because once it's glued together, it's not really coming apart. It's not exactly modular. The only thing that is modular will be the Tenjin himself and the fox. No, the fox, yes, the fox is removable. However, it doesn't light up. So we have the pots that will light up, the Tenjin, the base, and the roof. But the only things that are going to be removable is the Tenjin, which he does light up. The fox doesn't, but the fox is going to be removable. And the owl, well, the owl will be attached to the pots, the lights on the fountains. Not fountains, the lakes? What would you call it? Not really sure what you would call that. But yeah, let's paint up those Tenjin, what would you call this? Signature? Not signature, branding. Well, the branding would be Black Forge Games, wouldn't it? The Tenjin is the model. Okay, so this is the roof. So we gotta fill in some cracks. It's not cracks, no, not cracks. So this was printed, the roof itself was printed in 3 different pieces. And instead of using something that takes like 24 hours to cure, like JB Weld, I'm just gonna use instant method, which is super glue. Followed by accelerator. Now I could have used something like bicarbonate soda to fill it in, but there's no need. When I got the accelerator, it does the same principle. And I'm using the cotton bud to shape with it before I actually use the accelerator. And you see these, the super glue that I got, it's like a 500 milligram bottle, which is super efficient. It is efficient in terms of buying it. It's like cost me 20 quid, and then it's lasted me like a whole year of super gluing jobs. So that's great. It's time to paint the lake. Puddle. It's not a puddle. What is it? It's a pond. That's the right word. Pond. My god, my English is so terrible when I'm talking into these videos. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying sometimes. So, yeah, excuse me. Excuse my language. And that looks pretty shit at the moment. It looks very monotone. I'm gonna adjust it with some other colors on top. But let's get the base there. Because, yeah, that doesn't look very nice. It just looks very cartoonish, I guess, don't it? But now I can actually add some depth with a flat brush rather than digging the brush inside every single crevice. I'm just going to do surface level now, and it still doesn't look like how I want it to look. To be honest, I wasn't even sure what kind of look I was going for. I guess you want the surface areas to be more whitish, like it's reflecting colors, and the stone is going to be more whitish, almost like a marble color, which I actually really like that. Yeah, I really like the stone color. I like the way it blends with the black. Very marble-ish. But again, at the moment, it looks a bit monotonous as well. It's just very even. It's a bit too even and perfect, how it looks all marble and doesn't look very worn yet. But we're going to work on the wear and tear. That's the word. Weathering. That's the right word. Weathering. We're going to work on the weathering a bit later. But let's move on to the trees itself, or the arches. And just using the very nice brown. I'm trying to be not too intense. I just want to get the very, very outer areas. So again, all the branches, because it looks like almost like a dead tree, doesn't it? But I love how it looks with the roots. And just some more brush strokes, some more precise work. But now let's get onto the roof. Before we can actually do the electronics, let's get the base colors done. So this is quite a lot of painting because I wanted the red quite saturated, but when it starts drying, it goes a bit, what's the right word? A bit more dull. So I ended up doing quite a few coats of the red. But it's a very Japanese thing, isn't it, to make these wooden beams red, and I love that. To be honest, I'm very happy with how the whole paint job came out. And let's fill in the roof's blacks where the super glue was, and then we can get into the sponging after we finish these beams. Lots of red beams. I love them. I would love this in real life size scale. Walk about in this kind of aesthetic. Would be beautiful. Alright, let's finish this off with the sponging. And that just instantly transforms it so quickly and so beautifully. I love it. Bit more precise details here, except the ribbons, just the reds. I want to cover the reds as much as possible before we can move on. But guys, do make sure to subscribe, because we're going to see some awesome electronics work in the next episode, which is the area with the emblem, the huge emblem. And that is going to be fun. And we're going to get to the portal itself, which is a clear resin piece, and that's going to be transparent and look very portal-ish, like warping. And yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to clear coat it, we're going to protect it, and we're going to make it nice and transparent so that the light glows through. Guys, thank you for watching another episode of this Tenjin masterpiece by Black Forge Games, and by me doing the assembly, painting, and the electronic side. Take care. Peace.